you ask about 10 kids what it is they want to do for money, I would bet about 5 of them would say they want to be a YouTuber. Now, I know that may seem kind of ridiculous to a lot of adults who don't think that could be a real career, but there are a lot of people making a lot of money on YouTube. And the kids see that. They see these gaming streamers, they see other kids that are just making a lot of money doing things that they love to do on YouTube. And they don't really see all the behind the scenes work that goes into creating a successful channel. So, how do you find that balance between encouraging your kids to being an influencer and being a YouTuber? Foster that creativity in your child and not discourage them from creating a YouTube channel, but also helping them understand the dangers, the risks, and the work that will go into creating a successful YouTube channel. Let's get right into it. So, as I mentioned, kids just see other kids streaming, playing video games, or opening toys, or all of these other things that kids have successful YouTube channels for. And they say, man, I play a lot of video games. I would love to make money just playing video games for people to watch. I was always really confused with why my kids wanted to watch other kids play video games when they had that video game. Like, you could just go play that video game. Why do you need to watch somebody play that video game? But I'm kind of learning a little bit more about why that is such a pull, because everyone has like different points of view and different comments that can really enhance the viewing of like playing a video game. So I like to watch live court. I will watch 3 or 4 different lawyers break down the same trial because I want to see their different takes on the proceedings. So I think it's the same kind of thing where they like to play the video game, but maybe they didn't think to go in this location, or maybe they didn't think to do that, or this YouTuber has some funny comments about what's happening. So I can definitely see the appeal of something like that. So the first thing you want to do is kind of be realistic with your child about what goes into producing a video. So the first thing they'll need to do is some research. Is this something that other people are interested in watching? Do you have a unique take? Do you have a unique video that could get popularity or get search traffic? So you're going to have to do some research into the topics that you want to cover on your channel. The next thing that they're going to need to figure out is recording. So what devices are they going to use to record themselves? Do they need any other hardware? Do they need a better camera? Do they need a better phone to take videos? They would really need to figure out all of the hardware and things that would go into recording a video. And then once it's recorded, now you're going to need to edit that video. Now, if you're a live streamer, then it's going to be a little different because it's really just live, so you're not going to have a lot of editing that needs to take place. But if you want to grow your channel, you are going to need to learn how to edit some things to make some shorts and to promote it that way. So there will still be some editing capabilities that you'll need, but if you are just live streaming, do you need some software? You might need editing software. You might need some streaming software that would help get that live stream out there. And then last thing, how are you going to promote it? If you're a kid, you might not have access to social media. So how are you going to get your videos seen by more than just your friends that you come in contact with? So you'll have to have a real conversation with your kid about all of these factors and make them figure out what they're going to do. I'm going to get into a task list in a little bit, but that's going to be the realistic view of what is going to happen. So you say, okay, so what are you going to use to record? How are you going to stream it? How are you going to edit the video? And then how are you going to promote it? But you also need to talk about the risks involved. So there are significant risks when a child is on a platform like YouTube, especially if they are under 13 years old. You are going to have to manage that channel. There's a lot of restrictions when it comes to videos that are for kids specifically, but they can encounter harassment and bullying. The comments can be unkind a lot of times. If you look at some of my most popular videos, I get roasted in the comments from kids saying that I'm a terrible parent because I use parental controls and all of those things. So you have to have some thick skin to manage those comments and not let them get to you. Besides the harassment and bullying, it can be really discouraging because if I post a video and it only gets like 3 views and my friend posts a video and they get hundreds of views, then that can be really damaging to my self-esteem. And so that's kind of a hard place for kids to be in. It's kind of similar to child actors where they face a lot of rejection because they go to auditions and, they're not always right for the part. So kind of getting that thick skin is something that is going to be very needed. Not only will you need thick skin for that bullying and harassment, but you will need thick skin for that discouragement when it seems like nobody's ever going to watch your videos. I know, I have been there. The other thing you need to watch out for are predators. So when you're a child and you're online, there can be some inappropriate people that come out of the woodwork. So they can try and find you and contact you. If you're the child, they can send you inappropriate things through different messaging platforms and things. So your child might come across inappropriate content just because they might get sent things. Predators are lurking in every corner of the internet. So when you put yourself out there, then the predators definitely will come out of the woodwork. The last thing they need to kind of worry about with the risks is what is their digital footprint going to be? So if I have some videos and I like the way they look and I like how I am in the videos now, 5 years down the road, is that always going to be the case? So do I want people that I'm trying to get a job from later in life to come across these videos? Or, when I am applying for colleges, do I want them to see these videos? So you really have to start managing what your digital footprint would look like in the future. So you don't want to post anything that you might regret later. So the biggest advice I would have for a parent of a kid who really just wants to start a YouTube channel is help them, but do not do it for them. So this is their project. It's not your project. And so the more that they are invested in doing this YouTube channel, then it is something that they really want to do. So once you've gone over all of the risks, all of the work that's going to go into this YouTube channel, it's time to find out how serious your kid is. So I will say both of my kids at one time or another have said that they want to start a YouTube channel. And I was always very encouraging. I'm like, great, here's the equipment. As soon as you record a video, I'll show you how to edit it. I'm not going to edit it for you. You're going to have to do that. So go for it. Here's everything you need. Have at it. Suffice it to say, neither of my children have a YouTube channel yet. They get distracted, they get doing other things, and it kind of falls by the wayside. So you want to kind of gauge how serious your child actually is about starting this YouTube channel. So what you're going to do is give them some tasks. The first task is going to be pick a topic and a channel name. So what is your brand going to be? What kind of videos are you going to produce? What kind of audience are you looking for? So have them figure all of that out, write it out, and be ready to defend their position, what kind of channel they want to make. The next thing I would have them do is figure out what equipment they need. So are they going to need a special microphone? Are they going to need a better phone? Are they going to need a better camera? What kind of equipment are you going to need to get this channel up and running? You might need a video capture card. So a video capture card would be something that say you want to stream video gaming, right? That's basically what most kids want to do. So let's say they want to stream their Switch. they would need to plug the switch into this capture card, the capture card into a computer to record or produce that content online. So that's just some of the equipment that they might need. They can do some more research, figure out exactly what equipment they want, and you guys can go from there. And I would say if they have a way to earn money, have them earn the money for this equipment. So if you don't already have it readily available like I do, because I am on YouTube, then they might need to earn the money to purchase the products to get their business up off the ground. And just to backtrack just a minute, as they are picking a topic, have them also do competition research. What can your voice add to the space? So if there's already a content creator that is streaming the game that you want to stream, what can you add to the conversation? Because unfortunately, people just aren't going to follow because you are streaming a game. You need to add something to that game that makes people want to watch you play that game. Because like I said before, anybody could just go play the game. My kids have access to the video game that they are watching people play, but what they want is your take on playing the game. So what new information can you bring to the conversation as you are doing this streaming? Or maybe you don't want to be a gaming streamer. Maybe you have a whole nother topic that you are passionate about. So go ahead and do some research. What is already out there? What can you add? What is your unique view to that conversation? So once they've got their equipment, they know what their channel is going to be, the next task for them is to set up their space. So are they going to be streaming from their bedroom? Are they going to stream from a downstairs TV? Maybe you have an office space where they can set up their video recording. Have them set up their space, figure out exactly, do they need a tripod? Do they need a stand to hold the camera? What else are they going to need as they set up the space? Do they need lights? These are all things that as they're setting up the space, they might realize, oh, I'm going to need this too. So have them set up the space and get all ready to go. So once they've got the space all set up, have them record their first video. And then once we've got that raw footage, go ahead and start editing it. Unless, again, live streaming is a little bit different, but you can show them how to use the editing software if you even know, or make them figure it out on their own as well. So next step would be to edit these videos. And once they have an edit all ready to go, they have a final product, it's time for you as the parent to review that video. So watch it from beginning to end. I don't care if it's a 2-hour-long video game stream. You need to watch the entire thing, because what you're watching for is PII. And PII stands for personal identifiable information. Did they say what school they go to? Do they say what city they're living in? Do they say their first and last name, parents' first and last name? Is there anything in the background that would give a clue as to who they are? Because we don't want, again, predators and online harassing and bullying to spill into their real life. So watch the video for anything inappropriate or any personal identifiable information so that you can scrub that out of the video and then they are able to post it. But you're the last stop before this gets out there. So make sure you've watched the whole video. Everything is okay in your book. There's nothing in there that could really identify who they are so that somebody could come and find them. So then once it's posted, the next thing is to discuss how are you going to promote this video? Because unfortunately, it's not going to just go viral and take off for the most part, unless it's something that's highly searchable. Most channels start out pretty slow. So how are they going to promote the video? Are they going to tell their friends? Are they going to have a social media platform that maybe you manage? Especially if they're under 13, then you're going to have to manage that social sharing. And then if they're over 13, how are you going to monitor what happens on whatever platform they are sharing this content on? So promotion is actually a big thing with a YouTube channel. They might find out very quickly that unfortunately you can't just post a video and hundreds of people come and find that video. It's a slow burn, unfortunately. So once that first video is done, edited, posted, you're promoted, now it's time to maybe set up a content calendar. How often are they going to post? What days are they planning on posting? Consistency is very important, especially when you're starting out a channel. So planning in advance what they're going to do for the month, for the year, with regards to what kind of content they're producing is going to be something that they really need to figure out. And again, this is their project, not yours. Let them figure it out on their own, and then you can just be a check-in. You can help them from time to time, but I would be really hands-off and just make sure that they're not posting anything that you don't want out there as well. So the reality is most kids won't actually put in the effort to do everything that is needed to start up their YouTube channel. But you don't need to discourage your kid from trying. If they're serious about it and really put the effort in, it can be an amazing creative outlet for them. And you never know, maybe they end up going viral and it becomes their full-time job. Definitely encourage this creativity in your children. Most of the time, they're not going to go anywhere with it. So if they're begging you for a YouTube channel, follow these steps. And if they make it through all the way to the end, then more power to you. I'd love to see your kids' channels down below if they do get to the final finished product and they have some consistency with it. And we'll see you next time.